Using Helium to find cheap, efficient hedges for your trades. Let's say we find a premium printer trade that we like. This trade has a high annualized return, positive edge, and a decent historical track record. As you can see by the red line, the main risk of this trade is that the price of the underlying drops to 70. When we open this trade, we are initially long the underlying and will lose money as the price of the underlying drops. Even though our tail risk is covered, how can we hedge against our max loss on this trade? Let's click on Show Trade Details. You can see that for this trade, Helium found a cheap hedge with an underlying correlation of negative 0.59. Here's the hedge trade that Helium identified. Since on our initial trade, our risk was to the downside, and this cheap hedge has a negative underlying correlation. This means that if the underlying price of our original trade drops and loses money, the price of this cheap hedge might increase, and this hedge might make money to balance out our losses. Since the underlying correlation is only negative 0.59, we should not expect this to be a perfect hedge by any means. Since this cheap hedge is risking $6 to make $43, we can scale this trade up for more downside protection. To hedge the full max loss of the original trade, $750, we could scale this trade up 17 times. However, scaling up 17 times would cost $102, which would significantly eat into our profits because in our original trade, we only collected a credit of $150. So how much should we scale up our cheap hedge? Well, it depends. There's a direct trade-off between cost and hedging efficacy. If we hedge less or not at all, we can make more money, but open ourselves up to the possibility of higher losses. If we hedge more, we are better protected from big losses, but will make less money. Ultimately, it comes down to your personal risk preferences. Keep in mind that underlying correlation is a historical measure of price correlation and might not continue into the future. Interested in looking at other trades to hedge your risk? Look at the right sidebar where you can find correlated stock forecasts and anti-correlated stock forecasts with trades that can help you effectively balance risk. Nothing in this video constitutes investment advice, performance data, or any recommendations. Helium is not responsible in any way for the accuracy of any model predictions or price data. Helium trades is for informational purposes only and not responsible for any of your investment decisions.